Hi everyone, Phil from Phil's Train Layout Store. Today I'm just going to have a sit down and have a quick chat with everybody. Uh, Explain all the things that I haven't done to my layout, which is a lot. I haven't had time. I've been procrastinating and procrastinating, and I've been wanting to make a few videos, and I just haven't had the time with everything going on in the world. That's just the way things happen to go, and that's all we can do is try to get to the layouts and try to have a little bit of fun and pause for a second, collect my thoughts. So, good morning, everyone. By the way, oh, that's good. So, it's been a while since I've been here. It's been a while since I made a video. I decided to come down and just play with the trains just a little bit, just to see how everything was going, and came to the conclusion that my trains run like crap. They run like crap because I haven't run trains in quite a while. Um, the biggest thing about running trains and running your layout and everything else is you have to run trains. Like, you don't have to, no, but in order to help with the maintenance of your track and not have to continuously clean them, which you should do anyway, you need to run trains and just have the track in use. Even if you come down, turn the trains on for an hour, go do something, let them run around, try to use each of the tracks. But yeah, I came down today and I was playing with, or trying to play with a couple of the trains. Came to the conclusion that my track was so dirty that nothing wanted to run. So I ran around with the track rubber, did some of the main track just so I could get a train running on it. And you can hear them in the background. I have one with sound and one without. Um, the little guy there, the little red Canadian Pacific, he's running a lot better now that I've actually got him running. He's pretty much up to speed. Yeah, there he goes there. There he goes. So, so at least I have the main line running. And over here, I have one of my Via Rail trains with just no sound, just DCC. I've got him running around the inside loop of the town over here. I was gonna put another one on, but kind of decided I wasn't gonna push my luck. So, a couple exciting things happening. I'll just jump onto different topics here. I'm just gonna let them run in the background, have their fun. So, a little bit of things going on. The Breslau Model Train Show. It is coming up. It is September 28th, I believe. You know what? I'm going to go check that date. I just had to grab some of my notes. So a couple of the train shows that are coming up. These are the ones that we always enjoy going to. We always go in there and promote Phil's Train Layout Store. That's all 3D printed detail items and buildings. I mostly like to stay with the detail items just because they are always the ones that are hard to find for detailing your little small scenes, little small items, certain buildings. If you guys like having specific buildings designed for them, I do apologize for the length of time that it takes sometimes for me to get a design done. Um, they're just so detailed at some points, and you know, evenings after work, and some weekends. That's pretty much the only time I really get to work on them. And but for those of you who are waiting for some, I apologize again. I am working on them all slowly, but let's get into some of the train shows. So the one of the newer ones that has been out for a few years. This one here is September 28th, 2025. It's the Breslau Model Train Show. We've been at it for the last couple times that it's been available, and we actually enjoyed it. It was a small little venue, but it is extremely growing and growing fast. We will be there as a vendor, selling all our items for Phil's Train Layout Store. So it is Sunday, September 28th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come on out, check it out. It's going to be a good show. The next one that we will be going to will be August 17th. That is the Ancaster Model Train Show. It is another good venue. It is one of two that usually comes out in that area that I know of. We've been to both, and we actually enjoy being at both of them. So yes, we will be there. So come on out, check that one out as well. I'll also have some items available to pick up for some of my customers that have ordered a few things, and I'll have them available for you to pick up there. The next one, Real Rails 2025 Burlington. This is one that I have yet been able to make it to. It always seems that whenever it does come out, there's always not a mix-up, but a conflict of venues. So we're thinking that maybe this year we might go to that one instead of the other ones. So I apologize to the people that always look forward to seeing me at the other ones. This is a 3-day event, October 17th, 18th, and 19th. I'll also be posting links to these, or I'll just put I'll just pop up pictures of the venues, and we'll go from there. That way everybody can see it, take a screenshot, whatever they want to do. The next one is Woodstock Model Train Show. That is usually the one that we go to. It's October 19th, 2025. It's also on a Sunday. It's at the Woodstock Fairgrounds. We may decide to skip that one to go to the Real Rails, just to explore our venues and expand the horizon a little bit. We have been spending a lot of time promoting Phil's Train Layout Store. Nothing huge. I do just little things. Marketplace. I have a website now. It's www.philstrainlayoutstore.com. That is my website. I have probably 90% of my items listed on there. I do have a whole bunch of designs I haven't put on there yet, but I am slowly adding them here and there, just so that you can check it out and just go into the different tabs. Um, there is items available in O scale, S scale, N scale, and mainly HO scale. But I don't keep a whole lot of stock in the other scales. Um, it's mostly HO that I have almost all of my items available, but I can easily print. It's not a big deal. And as I slowly convert everything over to the other scales, I will be adding those to the categories as well. So, on a separate note, a lot of things that have been on my mind and a lot of things that I've been wanting to do to my layout. I just haven't seemed to be able to make the time. I want to make the time. I keep thinking about it, and I procrastinate. It's one of the worst things that I could do. I haven't actually been on in quite a long time. I haven't made a video. I started making a few videos, and then the time passed along, and it just kind of fell apart, fell off the list. Got busy doing this. So how about I do this? I'll just take the camera. I'll walk around a little bit. I'll show you my ideas. I'll tell you a little bit about what I want to do, and we'll just go from there. I probably think that that's probably the best thing to do, easiest thing to do, and then I can show you what I really want to do. And then, I'll kick myself in the butt a little bit and get a little bit of motivation going and see if I can actually accomplish some of my dreams that I want to do onto this layout. So here we are. This is the far side of the layout. For some of you who have followed the channel and watching all the videos, this is one of the sections here that has changed the most. This originally started out as a 4x8 sheet, and that's all I had at that moment. The last thing I did was completely convert it. I tore it down. I completely gutted everything on it and started over. So there was a big mountain in this corner here, and there was also a big mountain in this corner right here. So as you can see, this was originally part of the mountain, and this track came up to a great big bridge that went across there, connected to the other mountain, and that's the original bridge. So that being said, when I gutted everything out, I wanted to have more track. I wanted to have a main line, a secondary line, and a little line that goes around each of the towns. So that's what I actually managed to accomplish here. So that outer track, which goes all the way around the outside edge, that is my main line. So, and I can switch to the regional line, which goes around there and through this tunnel right here, and then comes out into a little sorting yard right here, and then continues down to the other side of the layout. So the track that the Via Rail is on right now, that is just a simple loop. Just goes round and round, and can go right here into a turntable, which will have a bunch of buildings on it, some storage buildings for different trains, so I can just park one, pull one out, and continue on, and it can get back out onto the regional line and the main line just right in that junction right there. So I can go in and I can go out in that junction right there. So when you come around on the main line, which is not complete by the way, it'll come through to this point right here. This point right here is like a big junk collection of stuff, and it is a a massive big mess at the moment right now. All the different ideas that I had and everything else. I have most of my trains and everything and all my cars, they're all kind of packed up in trays at the moment because I was working on the layout and then got sidetracked with life. So right in here, this whole area, right to that wall, and let me close these. There. Right to this wall right here. This whole section, and I believe it's like 6 feet, maybe 6 feet. So right in here, I want to connect up like a 2-foot board right here. And I want to sink it down into a little valley right here and then come back up here. So I want to have a viaduct right here, which connects up to that raised track, which is this track right here, which comes off. So I can split there, which either goes through the tunnel and to the sorting yards and the other side of the layout, or it'll come down here, and this one will slowly go on pillars and will circle the entire track, and then we'll connect back up to there. So it connects back to these risers right here. So I'll have everything on raised pillars and a platform, and then come all the way around, and then it'll come through here, go over a viaduct, which I'll design and 3D print for the one that I want to use. And then I'll have a big water feature with maybe a big lake or something that comes out here, to which this will blend down like this, and I may blend this over, make this a tunnel mouth, or blend this back over going into a tunnel here, just to re-blend everything in. And then I'll have this going into a tunnel through to here. The only thing that scares me about tunnels is the fact that I'm going to have a switch right here. And I'm not really a fan of having a switch underneath, because the last time I had one here, it kept glitching on me and kept derailing the trains on me. So it may be because it's a curve and it's just a continuous curve, or it just may have been that it was just a bad set of switches that I had, which is possible because I was using cheap Atlas ones at the time, but now I'm using Pico just for my switches because I find them a little bit more reliable. So when I come out of there, I will have this track come through into a lower bridge, and this one will be over a viaduct because it will continue on and go through the wall. So I'll have it go through the wall, and then it will connect up to here. So I will change that just to a straight. I will have to put an extended bridge right along here. Hey, Rudy. And yes, I put this board on here just because he was being a bad cat at one point. So, yeah, and it'll connect up to there. And then I may change this to connect here and then remove this section of track and just have it connect to here. That way I have my regional line staying regional and just circles the town, and then it continues on around there. Oh, sorry, too fast. So it's where those two yellow cars are, and it circles around the outside there and continues around. Then comes up through here, right through that little junction section, and continues on. So, where can I continue showing you now? This was supposed to be my little construction yard. I wanted to have something that I could attach, like keep the gondolas, the filling station for like gondolas and stuff. That way I have everything parked. I was thinking of doing my little tiny military base right there. I will have to rename everything because I have U.S. military cars and everything, so I will have to rename them into my Canadian military. But that is what I was thinking of continuing and putting in there. Yeah, of course, and I'll have the fence and everything that goes around the mini base. It's more like a transfer station kind of base. And this is my big sorting yard for the shipping companies. So that's the one shipping company there with Wally's Warehouse, which may need to be renamed at some point. Then once I get it built and designed, I'm going to have my taxi cab company there. This is going to be a gas station in here. And then these are apartments, housing. And then in here, this is where some of the stores and the storefronts go in. There's going to be a there's going to be a fountain and stonework and everything around that, with picnic tables and everything else. Right there was my platform, which I'm going to make one of those walkways that go right here and then connect up to the main building. Then there's parking for the main building, and the bus company coming, dropping off people to the bus. I never did make a road that actually left this little town, so people can't really drive anywhere. And I had thoughts about it, and I had thoughts about trying to make a road there that came through here and then crossed over these multi-tracks. But it just always seemed too congested, and I couldn't make it work very well. So continue the thoughts on that. I'll just pretend that they know how to get out of town. So moving on, like I said, this is just a tiny little water feature here. That is one of my rail yards. Can only hold a small amount in there. It's more like a dropping zone where you can just drop a few cars, continue on around, and make all your deliveries, and then come back, pick up the rest of the train. That way, you're not pulling a full train around when you're stopping at different businesses. Let's continue on through here. So this one here, this little section right here, this will probably eventually be just my Via and my GO train holding area for the extra cars. I believe I can hold only 2 cars of each one in this section just because they're so long. And that is my maintenance shed and area, which I need to add a whole lot of details to it. That's going to be a little maintenance yard, and have like the rail ties and um, ballast bins and whatnot in there. And then this is my little business. This one here is going to be one of the main shippers for wines, and basically my winery and alcohol business. So, and there was going to be one switch that goes right here in this straight section, and it'll come in and it'll fit one car right here, just like that. So one car will fit there and connect back up to the main line. That way they can load all their stock, unload their supplies, and then continue on. And then there's a police van, just making sure that everybody's not doing everything. That's the crime unit. So I don't know, maybe they found a body here in the forest. They're just investigating it. And then this is actually one of the main towns. At the moment, it is a ghost town, and the only thing that I have at the moment, which is almost completed, is the church area, which I still wanted to add a whole bunch more gravestones in there, but I have a whole video, a couple videos actually, on the progress of that building. That church is an older church, seen better days. Still thinking about redesigning and maybe 3D printing a new one of that. And then, of course, all of my 3D printing. So I have a whole bunch of buildings that I've done, and they're both going to get added to the far side of the layout, and they're also going to get added in here. These were some of my basic buildings that I had put together. I wanted to finish the doors on those, and then of course I had taken some of my buildings and made little dioramas out of them, so the towns kind of look a little barren at the moment, because I had a second mini plaza there, which this one I still haven't finished the doors on, and my second mini plaza is there. And of course the arcade. I had all the arcades done at one point, but I decided to reprint everything, and I just have not painted them up and added the details to that. And I still have to do the base platforms for these, for the sidewalks and the little park scene. So this little section right here, this was actually going to be one section for controlling all of this area. So I'll have a little control pad right here, which controls the switches through this area here. Another set of controls here, which control all the switches through this area here. I do have, and really need to finish my bus line. I started it. I started putting some droppers down, but I started putting droppers down, but I think these ones are just too thick, you know, because I was going to have them just soldered right on there. It's not really like those there. I was going to solder them onto the side there, but I think that I'm going to just use this size, which I think it's just house wire is what it is. I can't remember the gauge. It's not on my mind at the moment, but this is what I was going to use as my bus line. And then it's going to just go down the center of the entire layout, right through here. And then all my connections to, like, I need to power all of these tracks, because I'm actually surprised at how well my trains run with just one input power and to the entire track. I don't really run a whole lot of trains at the moment. I think most of the time I only maybe have 3 running, but they run fairly smooth. Like, this guy's been booting along here for the last hour or so, you know. And then yeah, get the bus line moving, which is a necessity. And then I got to put down all my droppers, and I'll try to conceal where I put them, you know, just kind of hide the spots. And then I do need to solder a bunch of my joints just to make sure that power is consistent, because I know for sure that there is a power drop in this area just because of the complexity of it. Because I tried to run a few trains just to play around and move some cars around, and it was jumping and just not stable power. So I know I've got issues there, because at the moment, that junction right there, that's the only power feed for this entire area. And I know what you're going to say. Shame on me, because that is not sufficient power. And I do agree, and I will get that fixed. I'm thinking that maybe I should just start that as a project and just do a video on just connecting up the bus line and making full power to the entire layout, and get the power equalized, I guess is what you would say. So I hope you enjoyed me babbling along. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at everything and all my plans and all the things that I haven't completed yet and haven't started yet. So everything's coming along slowly, very slowly, but like everybody says, building a train layout is not a race. And you're never done, you're never completed. It's for the enjoyment of it. And if you take the enjoyment out of building it and out of working on your layout, then then it just takes the fun out of it. So don't get discouraged if you haven't done anything to your layout in a while. It happens. It's just the way it goes. And just do your best. Try to set some time aside, even if you just do a little thing. Set some time aside. Do a little spot. I jumped all over the place because I wanted to do little things in little areas. But this section right here is where I've done most of my work, and this is the newest section. The oldest section is still gutted. So if you like the video and you enjoy watching my channel, hit that little subscribe button. It is free. There's no obligation, no anytime. You can unsubscribe anytime. You'll be able to see new content when it comes out. Check out Phil's Train Layout Store, www.philstrainlayoutstore.com. That's where I have all the little items and detail items and buildings that I've been designing. It's all available on there. Hit that little bell icon because that'll notify you whenever I put up a new video, which I am hoping that I am going to be creating more in the near future. And take care, everyone, and stay safe. Let's just take a pause here for a second because my brain went